Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
वासनात् वासुदेवस्य वासिदं भुवनत्रयम् सर्वभूतनिवासोऽसि वासुदेव नमोऽस्तु ते श्रीवासुदेव नमोऽस्तु त नम इति।
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Stay in your silence. Give all your attention to the silence. And not to the thoughts and feelings. Let them be there. To tap into silence, sit quietly. And just observe. Observe the silence. Silence within. Thoughts may arise. Bring back your attention to the silence. Sleep might come. Lethargy might come. Again, bring your attention to the silence. Silence where there is no activity happening, but is live. Silence where there is only awareness. But no identity whatsoever. Silence is not talking about the body-mind complex we are living in. It is not talking about anything. This silence is the pull. Don't look for any experiences. How good an experience could be is still part of the matter. It needs mind for that experience. Silence doesn't need anything. So when we are without body and mind, intellect or ego, we are silence. We can tap to the same silence within body. Silence is our pure self. Only pay attention to the silence all the time. On paying attention to the silence, we become less reactive, less judgmental. We drop off likes and dislikes, and in this way, the mind becomes more calm, less thoughts, less force in thoughts, and slowly and gently, mind dissolves completely in this silence. Patience and perseverance is key to it. Don't get entangled with any type of thoughts. Treat all thoughts as strangers. And remember, no thought is for you. How can this awareness be personal? Self is all pervading. It has no individual identity. So, no thought is for you as pure awareness. All thoughts are created by the mind for a false identity known as ego. But not for you, who is pure awareness. So when thoughts are arising, how strong they are, how good or bad they are, and thoughts have their own urgency. I want you to act quickly. Just observe. Remember, if thoughts are so important for pure self, then you should be getting thoughts of every being in this world, because you are the same self in everyone. You, in all honesty, is not a person, and thoughts are for a person. All thought starts about I, me, my. Their only interest is in this body-mind complex. Where you are residing is pure awareness. If you understand that, you will never ever be bothered about thoughts. Thoughts are serving the ego. Even for a fraction of a second, you are not ego. You are pure self. You are pure awareness. And as awareness, you're formless, without any identity, without a name, without a form. All the personal attributes, name, form, belongs to the body-mind and will disappear with the body-mind. So the body-mind is a superimposition on you. You are pure awareness. Always, eternally. Even in sleep, even in dream, you are pure awareness. Dream and sleep belongs to the body-mind complex. You stay the same in all three states. You are the same before you got into this body, and you will be the same after you leave this body. You are the supreme knowledge. You don't need mind. Body needs mind, and the mind uses brain in the body to act. But that's all part of the matter. You living in the body only provides the source, the energy. You provide the life. Body is insentient. We are the life. Whatever we see belongs to the matter. Body is of this world, but we are not of this world. We are only guests in this body for a very, very short duration. Remember where you came from. Remember your true home. Believe me, you can function really, really well, even in this body-mind complex, without any ownership of the body, which is called as ego. And you can function normally, even without doership. Pure awareness is not a doer. Try to spend a day as pure awareness. Body will work perfectly. Without ego, you are free. And all the practices involve ego. And that's why all the practices fail to an extent. At the end, whatever the tools of meditation are, they need to be dropped because you have picked up from the dream world. If you hold on to them, the dream continues. You get a lot of spiritual experiences. You might get some siddhis and powers. You might feel very cool and calm. Life becomes peaceful. But the thief is still inside. So the movement will continue with birth and death. To finish the task, always stay as pure awareness during action and without action, and in all three states of waking, dream, and deep sleep. Morning, when you wake up, stay as pure awareness. Just observe the body mind. Let them do what they are doing. You just observe. It's not at all difficult. Start in solitude. Sit in your own silence. Pay attention to the awareness. We call it pure awareness because there is nothing except awareness what we have to pay attention to. We are not sitting there to watch all thoughts and feelings and emotions. But because they are there, they will keep coming when we are paying attention to the awareness, to the silence within. And so we don't have to fight with them. Just observe. And power of observing is the power of God, power of self. Slowly and steadily, the mind will become calmer and calmer. Will lose grip on you. You as the ego. And this fake ego in no time will disappear forever in this silence. Leaving only emptiness. This illusion comes because awareness has no form, no name, no language. And so when this awareness comes into this body, it appears as if it has taken the shape, name, form, characteristics of this body. And so it is so hard for anyone to know that all this body-mind complex is actually on this awareness. Awareness is not residing in the body. Body is residing in the awareness. And this all-pervading awareness. And the connection of the awareness is with the all-pervading awareness. So awareness is within the body, outside the body. It's everywhere up to the infinity. Body-mind is just a nodal point from where it is interacting in this dynamic world. The duality in us is this ego. Otherwise, we are always pure self. Ego dissolves, and we are what we are. We are nothing. We are nothing of this world. Nothing of this world belongs to us. Nothing in this world is useful to bring back us home to this knowledge. If we pay respect and attention to the pure self, it will make us realize that that is what we are. The same self, because of our interest, our longing, our desire to know ourselves, shows us the teachings, gurus, scriptures in this dream world to help us to come back. All this help, what you see outside in this world, is also your own creation. Creation of the pure self to remind you, to help you, to break this illusion, this dream. When you have trust and full faith in your own self, it shows you the right way. It helps you to disentangle yourself from this world. You have no desires. All the desires are of the ego mind body complex. You have no death. Fear of death is of the body. Don't buy that fear into yourself. You are eternal. You are always the same. All the changes in the body and the world are called as Maya, illusion, because it keeps changing all the time. Every second, everything is changing. Some things which look as if they are permanent are also changing. Earth, moon, sun, stars. We know that all of them are changing. Pay attention to the changeless within you. That is the reality. What is reality and what is non-real? Anything which changes, which decays, which is born, which dies, is unreal. Unreal because it keeps changing. There is no stability in it. There is no character in it. And the reality is something which always stays the same, never ever changes. The one which is beyond time and space. The one which is always in this moment. And that is none other than you. You are that self, pure awareness. Everything else is an illusion, including the body-mind where you are living. In truth, you are alone in this world. Everything is your own creation. It's a playful creation. You are the creator. Pay attention to the awareness. When you look inward, you can always find this awareness. Awareness is isness in us, which is a pure witness. Witness because it is not involved in anything. It is only witnessing things in the world and things in our mind. Only witnessing. It's not judging. It is not commenting on anything. Always be a witness. Never ever act like an ego, like a person. You don't have any rights, goals, plans, friends, enemies. You are pure awareness. Pure awareness is the source of bliss and peace. Abide in your own bliss. And the pure love comes from this pure awareness. This love is very different from the word love we know in this word as a person. The love what we know is opposite to hate. But this is an unconditional love. Always giving. And for everyone. Being and non-being and everything. you can function really well without ego. You will be more peaceful and calm. You will enter into absolute happiness. But a happiness with calmness in it. All the worries of your mind will drop completely. Because you are not a person anymore. You have moved from a personal mode to impersonal mode. Pure presence. All our actions as ego mode are to gain something from this world. But when you realize your pure awareness, you have nothing to gain or lose. So all the desires and connections in the mind to fulfill those desires drop away completely, leaving only an empty space filled with joy and bliss, which nothing in this world can increase or decrease. This is the end of suffering. End of ego is end of suffering. Without ego, mind has less role to play. From the king, it will turn to a slave in front of you. And so the guiding principle in your life is no more the mind. Only this intuitive awareness will take care of the life as it should be, not as the ego wanted it should be. And so the bliss flows when you are in harmony with all pervading awareness, as if now you are truly in the God's hand, in the lap of the God, and you are so happy and contented that whatever He brings in front of our images, whatever scene, situation comes, you have total acceptance for it, because there are no petty desires, hidden motives. There is no personal agenda. You agree with the total acceptance, with the Supreme Self, and so dawns peace on you, bliss on you. You become from finite to infinite. And in this realization, you feel so ashamed that you created this cage and bondage, thinking you are an individual, gathering all these concepts, conditioning, and then suffering. End of this ego is end of all sufferings. This is the door to absolute happiness. Witnessing, observing, that's all. From now onwards, any thought coming to the mind, don't accept it. You know, when you move to a new house or new address, where someone has stayed before you, you keep getting letters sometimes. And sometimes you return those mails saying it's a wrong address. Treat all your thoughts like they are coming to wrong address. No one lives here anymore who will entertain these thoughts. Don't open any letters. Let them dissolve. Don't entertain any thought. Believe me, there will be no harm to you. You will be more peaceful without any thought. You don't realize, but we don't pay attention to all the thoughts. An average human being gets 60 to 80,000 thoughts in a day. People suffering from anxiety, they get double the number. But how many do you remember? How many really bothers you? Maybe few in a day, which causes suffering. So we are actually already neglecting thoughts. 。 . 。 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。
「 . 」
. 。
「 」 「」 「」
Now, just for all thoughts, have this attitude. Completely ignore all of them. Because all these thoughts are for the ego. And you know there is no ego. You are pure awareness. When the ego has left, who is going to entertain these thoughts? Not the pure awareness. And once you stop entertaining your thoughts, you will be left without any thoughts. It's exactly like you have a big social circle and you attend parties and you invite people to parties at home. And now you have vairagya. You're not interested to keep doing all these things. You stop inviting and you stop going. What will happen? After a while, no one will invite you and no one will come to your home. Same is with thoughts. Don't invite any thoughts and don't go with any thoughts, and thoughts will disappear. The one who was inviting thoughts getting entangled was the ego, a false belief. You are always pure awareness, always free and liberated. You were never born and never die. You are always the same. And not even for a fraction of a second you were involved with this body-mind complex. Body-mind complex is not serving any purpose for pure awareness. It can only serve some purpose to help others in this world. It was never ever meant to serve its own purpose, because there is no one in it for whom it will serve. So let your body mind serve the world or sit quietly, but don't use it to serve your own self. That which thinks it has to serve you is the ego, is the fake thief sitting in us, the ghost. Pure awareness doesn't need any help from anyone. It is complete in all senses. It is ever contented and happy. It only knows giving. And you are that. Ego is the selfish mode in us, while self is purity. Stay as self. Abide in self all the time. Pure silence. Spend your whole day in this pure awareness. Believe me, it will burn away your mind and ego. The more you stay here, quicker the process is. Om Shanti Shanti.